Remember, my goal for you is to walk into your first home closing confident because you've used these 10 questions to ask your agent and make sure you're connected with the right person. Now, this is part 2. So if you haven't seen part 1, you might want to start over and check that out. We're going to be starting with question number 6 in the National Association of Realtors 10 questions to ask a buyer's agent, and they've got a guide for that. If you would like it, we're happy to provide that to you. Just contact us and we'll get it out to you. All right, so before we go to question number 6, which will be the first question for this part, I'll remind you that we also asked AI to give us some questions. So in addition to NAR's questions in their guide, we've thrown in a couple of extras, and we'll have those towards the end of the video. Question number 6, what will be included in our written buyer agreement? And in their guide, they let you know that a written agreement may be required before you can even go and view a property with your agent. They also let you know that the terms, including what you might pay, are going to be included in that written agreement. And they specifically highlight that these terms are negotiable. So for me, I mean, if you didn't see the first video yet, you still want to probably go back and watch that. But I explained that I'm also going to be giving my answers to these questions so that you'll at least have something to compare it to. For me specifically, we do require that a written agreement be filled out before we go and look at any property. The form we use is a Texas Association of Realtors form. And really the way I view that document is it is the mechanism that allows me to go and work for you and then be your fiduciary, meaning I'm looking out for your best interest even above my own. Question number 7, how long will we work together? And the guide says, make sure that you ask this question and that ultimately that you're comfortable with the answer. For me, I use a default of 12 months, and that is, of course, negotiable. But before you give too short of a time frame to your buyer's agent, I would remind you that the home buying process can be a multi-month time frame, right? And so by the time you start looking to the time you close could very easily be 3 or more months. And so the default to 12 months, one, it works in a little bit of buffer. And of course, my hope is if you're ready that we're going to find you something much quicker. But the longer time frame allows us to have some buffer in case life happens and you need to put a pause. I actually just had this happen at the end of last year where buyers thought they were ready to go and they just needed to pause. And that's perfectly fine with me. We'll have we won't need to do this paperwork before we go out and look again because it's already done when they get ready to go. Now, if it goes longer than 12 months, we can always amend that document and stretch it out further. Or if you know ahead of time it's going to take you longer, then you can ask for that time frame to be longer. As mentioned earlier, that time frame is negotiable. The more important thing is that I'm able to guide you at your pace. Question number 8, what are my options for paying you? And within the guide, they talk about it could be a flat fee, it could be an hourly fee, or it could be a percentage of purchase price. I also mentioned that a seller might be willing to pay on your behalf. Now, for me, my default is a percentage of purchase price. It's honestly the only thing that I've ever done. That's how I've kind of set my business model up is off a percentage of purchase price. That amount will be in the written agreement, and also part of that TXR, or Texas Association of Realtors form, is that I am going to attempt to get that paid by the listing broker or the seller. And I do that in every scenario. Regardless if you are going to end up paying that directly, at closing. It would happen at closing. And you would, of course, know that before we're ever under contract. And if you're working with another agent, that would be one thing that I make sure of, is that you're going to know whether you're going to pay, the seller's going to pay, the listing broker's going to pay before you go under contract for the sale of your desired home. Question number 9, can you recommend service providers who can help me obtain a mortgage, make home repairs, or support other closing costs? The guy points out that your agent might have prior experience or trusted relationships with providers in the area that you're looking to purchase a home, and they can be a great resource for facilitating introductions. For me, I, of course, have trusted lenders, inspectors, title companies that I can recommend. And the main thing you need to know is that under no obligation do you have to use the person that I recommend. It's completely your decision, but it can be very helpful if you don't already have a real estate team built up on your own. Question number 10, don't forget we got the bonus one right after that. Do you have references I can speak with? And in the guide, it talks about many agents are happy to connect you with satisfied clients. I'm a little different on this one. For me, I really kind of respect the privacy of my clients. I'd prefer to not bother them with giving their viewpoints. How I have gotten into the habit of asking for reviews, and I have those available if you'd like to see reviews. And that being said, if it was an ultimate deal killer, I would definitely find someone who wouldn't be so bothered to talk to a potential client. So could happen, wouldn't be my preference, but really just from the standpoint of trying to respect my client's privacy. All right, now for the AI bonus question. How do current interest rates impact my monthly payments versus waiting? So I actually thought this was a great question. And there's an old saying that is the perfect time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. And so really that kind of feeds into my answer for when you should buy. Ultimately, you need to buy when you are ready and you're able. And it's not so much about interest rates as it is about your personal situation and whether it's the right time for you. None of us really have a crystal ball, so we don't know what the future of waiting will look like for you. However, we do have some indications from history. And in general, we know that prices tend to go up. And mortgage rates, they're going to fluctuate. And since we don't have that crystal ball, it is probably better if you're ready and able to buy now. You can always refi if interest rates are lower in the future. However, if you wait to buy and prices go up and mortgage rates go up, and then ultimately you buy, now you're paying even more. With that in mind, I would recommend you watch this video next on Are Rates High? And don't forget to watch part 1 if you missed